Hello and welcome to Love Anything Art. Today I'll show you how I came up with this scrap clay idea. The basic supplies I used. These are the leftover pieces from my previous video where I made a clover cane. I'll put a link for that tutorial in the description below. I'll begin chopping up my scrap clay. It's nice to have a variety of sizes. So some of it you might want to have a little smaller, and then other pieces you might want to chop a little bit larger. And I'll just make sure all of my pieces are broken up and there's no large clumps stuck together. I'm going to apply a very generous amount of paint. I'm using black, but you could probably experiment and use whatever color you'd like. And then you'll want to mix very, very well. Mix, mix, mix. And to get it very well coated, I have put on a glove. And I'll continue mixing so that it will dry faster, and so that I can clean up my big mess. I'm going to place all of my pieces on a piece of paper and then spread it out so that it can dry. The only thing about this is that once it dries, it might stick to your paper a little bit. So I would just mix it around every few minutes so that it doesn't stick to the paper. Whew, all cleaned up. And then I have taken a piece of blue clay. It's a very light sky blue color. And I'm going to roll it out very thin, and then I'll set that aside. And now that my clay is pretty much dry, I'll begin by unsticking any pieces that may have gotten clumped together, and then begin placing it on my tile into a square shape. And then I'll begin using my fingers to get it to stick together before bringing in the big dog roller to finish out the job. I'd like to thank everybody who is watching my video currently. I appreciate all of the support. If you're new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button. I would appreciate it. And to all of my returning subscribers, hey! And I've rolled it out to a fairly thick size. All I really wanted to do was just to join all the pieces together. Didn't want to actually flatten it. And now that I've cleaned up my station once more, I'm going to take the blue clay I rolled out earlier and place on my painted clay. And then just give it a nice gentle roll to get all of the pieces connected. And then I'll chop away all of the excess blue clay. And then again, roll it out just slightly. I do want to make it a little bit bigger, but also I want to finish joining everything together and to remove any air bubbles and any spaces that might be in the clay. And then very gently and slowly begin rolling it up so that the blue rolls over onto the painted clay. Ooh, it's kind of pretty. And then I'll begin rolling it gently at first, just to connect all the pieces, to remove any air bubbles, and to get everything connected. And then I will put a little bit more pressure and roll, and this will elongate it to make it a little bit longer and thinner. And then I'll just cut off all of those messy ends. And then cut it in half. And I've rolled out some more sky blue clay, and then some of this pretty yellow, and then I'll cover each half in a color. And then I'll form each half into a triangle. I'm going to place it on the smaller tile and tilt it up so that you can see what I'm doing. And you'll want to use a fair amount of pressure. Not so much that you are going to smush the inside of the clay or distort it in any way, but just to get that shape on the outside. And once I have it into a general triangle shape, I'm going to take this tissue blade and put it on the side of one, and then use my finger on the opposite and press against it to give it a nice flat edge. And I'll keep flipping it over and doing this on all three sides. And after a couple minutes each, they come out with a nice flat edge. I really like the way the blue and the yellow look together too. And then I'll slice off the wonky ends, and then begin slicing it into even-sized pieces. Whew, now that they're all chopped up, I'll begin laying them out in a pattern. You could probably arrange them and lay them out to where they formed different patterns, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to keep it very simple and just do a basic pattern. And as I lay them out, I'm not going to force them together right now. I just kind of want to get everything laid out, and then I will get everything to stick together. Alright, and this is the pattern that I have made. I'll use my tissue blade and gently press in on all of the sides to begin joining all the pieces together. And then I'll use this clean sheet of paper and then begin lightly burnishing with my fingers. And then with my roller, and I will roll in all directions so that the clay does not become distorted. And after a little bit of TLC, this is my finished piece. I really like the colors. They're nice and bright. And I will probably end up doing some darker colors and patterns, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!